When Taehyung's team recently arrived at the Paris airport, a staff member was carrying Itada, Taehyung's character, and a cookie, Jungkook's character, hanging from her bag. We're not talking about just any object or a simple coincidence. People close to the group know what these characters represent. And above all, they know the special connection that exists between Taehyung and Jungkook. It's very likely that this gesture was a subtle way of showing support for this relationship that many of us see and feel as real. Taehyung is not just a fan fantasy, it's a relationship that has been building before our eyes for years. Glances, gestures, and shared moments that can't be faked. What exists between Taehyung and Jungkook is noticeable. It's natural, sincere, and clearly goes beyond a common friendship. That's why, when someone on the staff, who knows the details from the inside, is saying something without needing to say anything, it means that not only the fans see this connection, there are also people close to them who understand and support it. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about how Taehyung is experiencing his time in Paris. It's clear he's enjoying himself immensely. We've seen him strolling through different places, visiting restaurants, shopping, and appearing with important people from the fashion world. And while all of this is very nice to see, we need to be clear about a sensitive issue: security. What happened at the airport can't be repeated. The arrival was chaotic, with too many people, too little control, and situations that could become dangerous for both him and his team. No matter how much affection you have for an artist, you have to respect their personal space. Admiration doesn't justify crossing certain boundaries. It's important for fans to understand that following someone doesn't mean invading their privacy. Hopefully, in Taehyung's next moves, people will maintain more distance, and above all, more respect. After the visit to a restaurant, Taehyung went shopping at the CELINE store. There, he also appeared calm, relaxed, and in good company. It's very positive to see an artist like him enjoying himself without having to constantly perform or adhere to a tight schedule. What's most striking is that he seems truly comfortable. You can tell he's surrounded by people he trusts and who respect him. And that's key to him being able to be himself. TV Azteca, one of Mexico's leading television networks renowned for its national entertainment coverage, has named Taehyung the most handsome man of 2025. The selection was based not only on his physical appearance but also on a deeper analysis of his artistic impact, his stage presence, and his constant evolution as a public figure. According to experts interviewed by the network, Taehyung is not simply an attractive face. They emphasized that his image is accompanied by a serene personality, with a kind of charisma that doesn't require exaggeration or posing to attract attention. His way of expressing himself, his silences, his way of observing, and the natural way he moves in any environment make him someone who stands out without seeking it. Furthermore, Taehyung has known how to shape his career with a clear vision. He has proven to be more than an idol, he is a complete artist. His voice, his visual style, and his personal choices reflect a creator with a very defined aesthetic approach. From his debut until now, he has maintained a constant line of evolution. Each new appearance, each collaboration, or photoshoot shows a different but consistent version of himself. While Taehyung's recognition continues to generate reactions in the media and on social media, many people fondly recall that live show between Taehyung and Jungkook. That reunion was unexpected and powerful. Seeing them together again, sharing space, touching each other without reservation, and appearing so comfortable with each other, was a sign that their love was still real. Every gesture, even the tone of voice they used to address each other, was interpreted by millions of viewers as a clear demonstration of the deep closeness they maintain. And those moments aren't just anecdotes. They reflect a real connection, developed over years of living together, working together, and trusting each other. Many thought their relationship wasn't what it used to be, that the distance had cooled them down. But that broadcast made it clear that there is something between them that goes beyond the superficial. It's not about speculating on labels or defining their bond with forced terms, but rather observing the obvious. There is a mutual comfort, a complicity, and an undisguised affection. One of the most notable characteristics of Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship is the constant repetition of certain gestures when they are together. These are not casual actions or behaviors that can be attributed to chance. They are patterns that have been repeated for years, glances that effortlessly seek each other out, subtle but constant touches, postures that reflect closeness, even when surrounded by other people. This type of behavior is not common among all coworkers or friends. When someone acts similarly and repeatedly with a specific person, without any discomfort or artificiality, it is usually because there is a strong emotional bond. In Taehyung's case, these gestures are natural. They don't force them for the cameras or hide them when they think no one is watching. For a while, there were many comments on social media claiming that Jungkook and Taehyung's relationship wasn't what it used to be. Some even claimed they barely spoke or that they no longer had anything in common. But the facts revealed otherwise. That live reunion and the moments afterward made it clear that the bond is still there. Not only is it maintained, but it seems stronger, more mature, and more real. Seeing Taehyung enjoying his time in Paris isn't just a pleasant image for fans, it's a clear reminder of his impact on current pop culture. Every photograph, video, or public appearance generates a massive reaction. It's no coincidence, his presence has value. Not only because he's a global idol, but because he understands how to connect with people in a way that very few achieve. His smile, so often commented on by his fans, isn't simply a pretty expression. It's a powerful tool that represents closeness, authentic joy, and a sincere connection with his audience. That connection wasn't built overnight. It's the result of years of work, consistency, respect, and dedication. When we talk about Taehyung enjoying himself in Paris, it's not just a trip. It's about someone who, even at public events, carries with him an honest and open attitude toward his audience, without losing control of his privacy. The CELINE brand organized an exclusive event in his honor, and that says a lot. It's not just marketing. Taehyung wasn't invited as a pretty face, but as a figure with real influence. CELINE knows what she's doing. She understands that partnering with someone like him isn't a gamble, it's a sure investment. His appearance adds value to the brand and strengthens its global image. The commercial impact is measurable. It translates into visibility, positioning, and, of course, sales. And there's a clear reason for that. Taehyung not only attracts attention, he also generates loyalty. Those who follow him do so because he represents more than music or aesthetics. He represents authenticity. This is also reflected in how he communicates. Recently, he spoke clearly about his personal boundaries. He didn't do so in a beating around the bush or in an aggressive manner. He was direct and transparent. What he asked for wasn't anything extreme, he asked for respect. He asked for space. He asked to be understood that, although he's a public figure, he's still a human being. And that should be obvious, but it isn't always. Some people confused closeness with entitlement. They forgot that being close to a celebrity doesn't mean having unrestricted access to their life. They forgot that there are basic rules of behavior that apply to everyone, no matter how much you like someone or admire them. Respect isn't a small thing. It's the bare minimum expected in any interaction, even one as unequal as the one between a fan and a public figure. Taehyung's message was clear: he cares about his community. And that also means taking care of himself. By sharing his thoughts, he didn't just express an emotion in the moment. He drew a line. And in doing so, he also taught a lesson. He taught that even when you love your audience, that doesn't mean you should allow everything. There are times to share, and there are boundaries that must be respected. It's not a contradiction in terms. It's a sign of maturity. Those who truly value it understood immediately. They knew how to read between the lines and pledged not to repeat mistakes. But not everyone did. Some missed a unique opportunity to be around someone who rarely opens up on that level. What should have been a positive memory became, for some, proof that there's still much to learn about how to behave. And that's another important lesson. Fame doesn't justify invasion. Admiration doesn't eliminate the duty to be kind. It doesn't matter if you're standing in front of your favorite artist or an ordinary person, the basic rules of respect still apply. Listening, understanding, and acting with care aren't favors. They're minimal obligations in any relationship, even the most unbalanced. Taehyung doesn't need to be defended. He knows how to take care of himself. But that doesn't mean his true fans shouldn't be vigilant. Being a fan isn't just about consuming content, buying albums, or following official accounts. Being a fan is also about understanding when to support, when to stay silent, and when to intervene if someone else is crossing the line. That's part of a responsible community. One that understands that the artist isn't a product, they're a person with emotions, with limits, with needs. So yes, Paris was an important moment for him. Not just because of the event with CELINE, not just because of the photos or the lights. It was important because it confirmed something we already knew: Kim Taehyung is a global figure not by chance, but because he's worked for it. Because he's managed to remain real, even from a distance. Because he's learned when to give and when to protect. And because he knows that, even though the world is watching, his personal peace isn't for sale.